What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Snowstorm Studios. It's Billy here, and it has been a little while since we made a video, but life's been busy. I think that's really all I have to say about that. Life's just been busy. But we're back with another video today, guys, a discussion video, and today we're talking about something interesting. We're talking about group comp. So anyone who doesn't know what group comp is, in ESO, different raids, dungeons, things you do, you have different compositions of a group. So usually the traditional group for a dungeon is 2 DPS, 1 tank, 1 healer. We know what those roles do. But I'm here to talk about how things have maybe changed a little bit in ESO and how me and my group and our actual optimal group comp is actually changing, and how we're moving towards, instead of having 2 DPS, 1 healer, 1 tank, we have 3 DPS, 1 tank, and no healer. And it's an interesting thing that I don't know is good or bad for Elder Scrolls Online, and I want to preface this conversation by first saying that I think healers are extremely important to Elder Scrolls Online. This video is not to say don't make a healer. This video is not trying to say healers aren't important. This video is just showing some evidence I've found that you can actually do a lot of endgame content with 3 DPS, 1 tank. And the group comp specifically that we've been doing is 2 Magic Sorks, a Warden tank, and a Stamina Nightblade. And it's an interesting setup too, because the Warden tank, guys, as we all know, has a ultimate, we call it healing ult, I forget the exact name of it, but it doesn't take a lot of ulti, and it's a great heal for the team. The Stam Blade is extreme burst damage, a little more squishy, and then the 2 Magic Sorks are actually very survivable, and there's really not a lot of problems with the Mag Sorks and dying too much. And I'll have the evidence start playing right now. But what's going to be playing behind me is going to be a video of us doing, what was it? Us doing Falkreath Hold double key and Bloodroot Forge double key, and we beat them both with with not many problems. And it's just an interesting conversation that healing is maybe a little discouraged in the new build style of Elder Scrolls, because Elder Scrolls build style, you can sneak and heal on any class basically. You can get Vigor for any class, which is a heal. Sorks have amazing shields, DKs have amazing shields, Templar have self heals even if you're not a healer Templar. And it's sort of it's funny how you can kind of break the game in a way by saying we need 3 DPS so we can burn through mechanics faster. And if we burn through the mechanics faster, we don't have to worry about the healing as much, because that's sort of the give and take of tanks, healers to DPS. The better the tanking and the healing is, the more you can run through mechanics and it won't kill you. But the better the DPS is, the less you have to run through those mechanics, because you'll kill the boss quick enough. And one of the things we found is when you kill the boss fast enough, you don't have to worry about the mechanics as much, which is an obvious truth. But with 1 extra DPS, it goes that much quicker. And as you're seeing by the video evidence, I think on this side, yeah. We are just not struggling. Well, we're struggling a little bit. There's definitely times where we don't need heals, but there'll be a scene, and I'll have a point to it. In Falkreath Hold, I was just rewatching the footage where I'm picking up the other Sork, and I need a heal, and Josh can just Vigor me. He's a Nightblade, and the Vigor's a good enough heal. And it's like, again, it's just funny. ESO, I feel like the mechanics they push towards having so much DPS that the healer isn't as important, so sometimes the 3rd DPS is more important. And I'll even see it in conversations I have with viewers on my stream all the time. They'll say to me, oh, I never do a healer. We always do 3 DPS, 1 tank comp. And it's really interesting for dungeon composition that that's what is happening now. And, you know, the past couple streams, the healer, we've had a healer. My brother John's been home, and he's been healing for us, and it's been great. And our DPS has gotten better, so we can kind of pick up that 3rd one. But definitely when you have lower DPS numbers, when everyone's hitting under 30k, having 3 DPS on some of these bosses can really make the difference, because you'll just get through it faster. Now, obviously, 1 player should be running Vigor, and I would say the other 2 should have shields. And I think that's a really good composition, and it's pretty basic. It's not hard to fill those requirements. And the tank can be a DK too. I'm pretty sure I'm going to show you Bloodroot Forge, and that's DK tank with no healer. Just Vigor from Josh, and then me and Sam, who are both Sorks. So it's a really interesting conversation. I feel like I've been very sporadic with my thinking on this, but like I said, we go and do these streams all the time, and sometimes we want the 3 DPS. And when you have 3 DPS all hitting over 33k, again, you're gonna be running through like content so quick, and you can cheese things very easily. We have found ourselves cheesing White Gold Tower Planeheart Inhibitor. We found ourselves cheesing ICP, the I forget the name of the boss, but it's when the Atros come up and you have to throw the blobs at the prisoners. I'll have footage of it right here. Sorry, I keep pointing the wrong way. I'll have that show, but that I mean, it's created it's made it different. Damn, I'm having a mind fart, but it's made the group comp different. I guess that's all I'm trying to say. And you can cheese things fast when you have that high of DPS. So now the last thing I want to say before we cut away here is we have found the wall here. When you're doing content like the new dungeons, Fanglair and Scalecaller Peak, 3 DPS don't cut it. You need a healer, especially for Fanglair. We've tried that a couple times now with the same group comp, and it has not worked. And the reason not is because Fanglair, I play the healer role where I'm stunning the guy who does that spear move that kills you eventually if you don't interrupt it. And besides for that, I'm just adding a little extra damage. If I could be healing the other 2 DPS, that would be a better role. And I think maybe Zos had seen that when they were coming up with their new dungeons, and maybe they fixed it for these new ones. We'll have to see when the new dungeon DLC comes out in a couple months or next year, and we'll see if it's more healer-friendly and you need healers, or if you don't need them, because some of these dungeons, you don't need healers. And the other thing you can say in the comments is the DPS is just so high you can cheese everything, which is fair. But Falkreath was the one that kind of opened my eyes, because Falkreath is not a burn. The final boss, you need to time it, you need to make sure you're at the pillar at the right time, and it was just easier with 3 DPS when all the Atros kept coming up. So, guys, this has been a really sporadic video, and I hope it all made sense to you. If it didn't, please comment down below and ask questions. I'll be sure to make another video on this, because it's an interesting concept, and please, like, subscribe, comment. Hope to catch you on the next stream, hope to catch you in the next video in the comments. Either way, guys, have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much.